Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, I'm Miriam Dow, wife, mom of 4, real estate investor, and entrepreneur. In today's video, I'm going to go over the 5 changes I made to my listing on Airbnb so that I get more bookings during slow season. So let's get right into it. As you guys know, I became a host on Airbnb September 7th is when I listed my property. September 9th, I got my very first booking. My listing is in New Jersey. So September, the weather's still nice. October, weather's still nice. I didn't have no issues getting bookings for September and October. Now, I did realize towards the end of the month in October, my November, I think I had like maybe 1 or 2 reservations. Like it wasn't really booked, so I started to get nervous. I made a little bit of tweaks because usually, to be honest, I won't go 2 days without getting like a booking. Like 3 days is like a long time without getting a booking. So sometimes I get like 2 bookings today, nothing tomorrow, and then the 3rd day I'll get like a booking or at least like an inquiry. But like at least every other day I'm getting an inquiry, and for the most part I'm getting a booking like every 2 to 3 days. I'm getting a booking. I noticed towards the end of October, November wasn't really booked like that. I had to make some changes with my listing, right? The very first thing, obviously, you lower your pricing. So what I would do is I would lower the price by 10 bucks. So on the weekends in October, I was charging like $198 per day for the weekdays, and then on the weekends I was charging like $218 because I was getting my little reviews up. So as I would get my reviews up, I'll go and I add 10 bucks. So I was doing the opposite for November. Like I'll go and I'll decrease the booking by $10, and I was seeing that did work. Now if I didn't get a booking for like that upcoming week, if I don't have a booking, like with every day I'll go and I'll change it. First, I did have Beyond Pricing. Now Beyond Pricing is a tool that you use. I had like a 30-day free trial, and basically they price your listing for you. So you put like a minimum price, like your bare minimum that you never want to go lower than, and then you put your maximum price. So depending on how busy your area is, if they see that the bookings are like slow and it's slow season, they'll bring it down to your minimum price. If they see that it's high season, they'll take it all the way up to your high price. So in the beginning I did that, but then I was like, let me be a little bit more hands-on, because sometimes they'll bring it down to your lowest price when you could have got a little bit more money. So I was like, so I deactivated the Beyond Pricing and I was just doing it myself. And I, like something as little as $10 will make a difference. Because think about it, the majority of people booking your listing for more than 1 night. So 2 nights, 3 nights, you know, minus $10 per night, that's like 30 bucks that they're saving. So it does make a big difference. So lower it by $10, you know, and then, you know, keep it like that for 24 hours, come back the next day. And that really worked for me. First, when I first started, I had a 2-night minimum on my listing. But this started to mess me up, because what it was doing was someone would book Monday through Wednesday, so that's 2 nights, and then someone would book Thursday through Saturday, right? And then you got that one day, Tuesday night, that's unbookable. So it won't even appear if someone was looking to book the property. It wouldn't even appear. So that I was getting a lot of those kind of gaps in my calendar, and I noticed that I was missing out on money. So I took the 2-night minimum off. I just made it no minimums at all. That started to help. I started to see a big increase with that. So if you have a minimum night, that's probably why you're not seeing as many bookings, because there's people that's going to come in town for 1 night. So those 1-nighters, as long as you screen them, right? We all get scared people are going to come in town and trash the house or have a party. I've had none of that, thank God. So far I've been screening these people, and like I said in my previous videos, I've been denying more people than I've actually hosted. And Airbnb, I didn't even know that they actually rate you on that. So that's like the one thing they want me to do a little bit better at, is actually accepting more guests. That's another topic for another video. Except 1-nighters, you're gonna see an increase. I took the 1-night minimum off. Then I ran into another dilemma with the 1-night minimum. Now people were booking just Friday night or just Saturday night. And with your Airbnb listing, you're gonna see booking the weekends is not gonna be an issue. It's the weekdays, right? So the weekends are the first to go. Like right now we're in the month of November. All of my entire weekend for December is booked. Actually, I'll add a screenshot of December right here so you can see it. So don't you see? All of the weekends in December is booked, and now I have to make sure we fill in these weekdates, right? because most of the time people are off on the weekends. So if they're going away, they're coming to visit family, they're doing it on the weekends. The weekdays are for the people who probably don't have traditional jobs, or people who are working remote. They're still, you know, they could travel, or people who are coming for like specific reasons. The weekends is where you make your bulk money. So once you book Friday night, someone who's looking to book Friday through Sunday, my listing is not even gonna appear. That's where you make the bulk money. So you want to make sure people do 2 nights. So my listing won't even appear if you're looking to come in like Saturday through Monday or Friday through Sunday, because someone booked my shit Friday night or Saturday night. So now I'm losing money because the weekends are gonna get booked. Trust me when I say this, okay? So what I did was I left all the weekdays no minimum, but my weekends I have a 2-night minimum. So if you're booking Friday, you have to book Saturday. If you're booking Saturday, you also have to book Sunday night. So I have a 2-night minimum on my weekends, and it's been working out great. So those are the little tweaks that I did, and I'm glad I did it. So if you're gonna follow, just learn from my mistakes, have a 2-night minimum on your weekends, and then have no minimum on your weekdays. Okay, so that was number 2. Number 3, this was something that I was very, very hesitant about. I'm allowing small pets in my home. So you guys know it took me forever and a day to get this house up and ready, 3-4 months, and then all of the furniture in this house is brand new, nothing secondhand, nothing on let go, everything is brand new. So most of them, like the big ticket items like the bed and the sofa, have warranty, but I was really scared, you know, to allow pets. So I actually allowed small pets, because think about it, if someone's traveling with their pet, right? People who have pets, I don't have a pet, but people who have pets, these are like their babies. So if you're traveling with a small pet and you put that as one of the requirements when you're looking at in the listing, my property is not even going to show. So I actually was doing my own little research, and when I put like my area, all like the nice properties, nothing shows. Look, that's a lot of money you're leaving on the table. The changing the 1 nights increase, of course lowering the price, you're always going to see an increase in bookings, but it was a whole nother ball game when I started to allow small pets. And when I say I did every tweak, this is the last one that I did not want to do. I started watching videos and all that, but this is when it came about. One guest messaged me. This is when I was still very new. I think this was the 2nd or 3rd guest, so it was when I was very new, and they messaged me and they were like, you know what, I'm really interested in booking, but I have a question for you. I know you don't allow pets. Would you allow, you know, a pet? And they had like a small pet. I'm not really good with what kind of dogs and stuff, but it was a small pet, looked like a Yorkie, and they were like, would you allow it? Like, my wife is very, very attached to this pet. Would you even consider us? We're doctors, we're coming into town to sightsee and go to museums and stuff like that, and they were only gonna come in town for 2 nights. So I was like, okay, I'll allow it with I think at that time I charged him like a $50 pet fee and then a $50 like deposit. So the deposit I'll return to you, but the pet fee like I keep. And it actually ended up working fine. So once my cleaner went to do the video, the initial video, when that guest checked out, she just saw like a little drop of pee on the floors next to the carpet. So the pet didn't stain anything, it didn't smell like a puppy, no dude in the house. So of course, if you have a good experience like that, it's gonna make you, you know, a little bit warm to the idea. But I still had to add no pets. But then when I saw November honey was not getting booked, I'm like, we just gonna have to tweak it out and see what happens. And it made a big difference. When I say within hours, I got an inquiry from this gentleman. He's basically doing like a big road trip with his son, and he wanted to come to my property for I think 3 or 4 nights. He wanted to come for 4 nights actually. So another thing with the pets, even if I allow the pets, I'm asking a ton of questions. I'm asking them like, how many pounds does your pet weigh? I'm asking them what kind of puppy it is, and once they tell me, like, I'll Google it to see what the dog looks like. I'll see if it's like a hyperallergenic, I think that's what it's called. Basically, people are not allergic to those kind of puppies. So I had one puppy that was hyperallergenic and another one that wasn't. But it worked out well. And the crazy part is, when this guest checked out, my cleaner said she couldn't even tell that there was a puppy there. One of my throws, you had like extra hairs, but other than that, she couldn't smell that there was a puppy. And really took good care of the home, and his puppy is well trained. So I make sure, like, I ask, is your puppy well trained? Please make sure the puppy is not your pet is not getting on any of the furniture. And they bring all the stuff that they need for the pet. So I don't have no like pet area in the house. And I make sure to make it very clear that when they're leaving the house, take your pet with you. Like, you're not about to just leave your pet in my house all day, bro, while you're outside. So the very first guest, he let me know that the pet was going to be in doggy daycare. And I got the camera out front. I can't hear inside the house. But if you're not there and I hear dog barking, like, I know, like, you're not abiding by the rules that we agreed on. So it's been working out great. Now, the guest that was there for 4 nights, he's doing a road trip, right? So he was stopping in all these different states. The day before he was supposed to check out, he sent me a message like, hey, can I book it for an additional night? Mind you, it was empty for the next 2 nights. And I'm like, sure, no problem, you good. So he booked it. And then he was supposed to check out again. And he's like, hey, can I extend it for 1 last night? And I'm like, sure, no problem. So he ended up staying there for 6 nights. But I asked myself, why? Why was that? He was probably having a hard time finding a place that allowed pets at his next destination. So that was the only thing that I came up with. And he liked the house, and it was just him and his son. So it was just 2 people, but he rented out the whole house that can host up to 8 people. And again, because of the flexibility, I allow pets. And then at this as soon as he checked out, I had another guest check in. She was there for 2 nights. And then when that guest checked out on Sunday, I had another woman checking in. That guest is there for 1 week, and she has a cat. So I had 2 dogs stay at my house so far, and this was my first time having any kind of cat situation. So I asked my friend about cats who has cats. And she was like, you know, if your cat is well trained and stuff like that. Because I know cats are different. It's not like you're going to be taking the cat with you and stuff like that. Cats are more like home kind of pets. So of course, to do the same thing, I screen her. Is your cat well trained? Please make sure it's not on the you know, furniture and stuff like that. And she's there for a week. So I've been finding that people who have pets are actually staying longer because, you know, a lot of people are scared to allow pets. So I'm telling you this now, if you allow pets, it's going to be a game changer, because if someone is looking to stay somewhere and they check off allow pets, you know, show me listings that allow pets, that's going to eliminate like 85% of the listings. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. Like 80 to 85% of the listings are going to disappear. Poof! Be gone. So that allows more eyes to be on my listing, and people are booking it, and it's actually been working well for me. And think about it, I have 4 small children, so I know the kind of damage kids do. I feel like, to be honest, now that I'm getting a little bit more experience with these pets in my home, and you come in the house and you can't even tell, the kids do more damage, the toddlers do more damage than these pets, the well-trained pets. So I have another one coming up around Christmas time, and she's coming with the pet. And when I tell them the fee, they're like, oh, no problem, because I'm pretty sure they had a hard time looking for a place. And my house is newly renovated, decorated very nicely. So they're excited that they get to stay at a really nice place and bring their pet, instead of just settling for anything, you know, that's not as nice but allow pets. So win-win-win. So that's the 3rd thing. So I lowered my pricing, took the 2-night minimum off, allow pets. The 4th thing is I added more beds to my listing, y'all. I added more beds to my listing. So what I mean by that is I have 3 bedrooms. I have the king size bed and then the 2 full size beds, right? And I had it at like, first I had it at 8. Then I brought it down because I was like, you know what, that's too many people. Let's bring it down. But now what I did was I bought 2 Rollaway beds on Home Depot. I'll put a picture right here if I can find it on my phone. But I bought 2 Rollaway beds, cost me about like $250 each. And I've actually had guests use it. I had a guest of 8 people come. And what I did was, now that I have 2 Rollaway beds, I can actually add that on my listing. So now when people are searching, some people search by beds. So everyone has their way of searching. Some people are going to search, you know, the first thing on their list is make sure they find a house that allows pets. And then other people, if it's a big group or a big family traveling, they're going to search by beds. So now I have 5 beds on my listing instead of 3. So that definitely, I saw a boost in that as well, because I had one guest, you know, book. It was 8 of them, and he was like, hey, can you have the Rollaway bed ready? And I have all of this in my house rules. I have 2 Rollaway beds. It's only, you know, available upon request. So I have it, one locked up in the closet upstairs and then one in the basement. So if they tell me they need it, I'll have my cleaner take it out. It's folded, so all they have to do is like unattach the sides, and then it's gonna lay out, and then we leave like the sheets and the pillowcases right next to it. So we've been doing that, and that's been working out well. And the same guest who's coming with a puppy, she asked that I have a rollaway bed out for her. And it's not really that much work, because you're literally, when I bought it, it came in the box, it's already folded, a foam mattress, it comes with a foam mattress. Take the plastic off the mattress and then screw the little 4 wheels onto it, and that's about it. So it's very easy peasy. And then when the guest requests for it, I'm not making the bed or anything like that, because she's not doing all that. But I have my cleaner just take the mattress, whether it's in the closet upstairs, if they want it in one of the bedrooms, we'll just leave it in the bedroom. When they come, they can unfasten it and make their bed, or we just leave it folded next to the sofa in the living room, and it's been working great. So extra beds means extra people, and you can make a little bit more income that way. Another thing is, although I allow up to 8 people in my house, I have brought it down, but then I put it back up to 8, because I was just trying to do the most so that I can maximize on having guests come to my house, right? I don't want to turn anyone away. So if 8 people are looking to go to a house, I didn't want my house not to show, even though I can host 8. I didn't want it to not show in the listing. So I want it to show. I want to be seen. That's the moral of the story. I want to be seen. If you want to go somewhere for one night, my listing will show. If you need to come with your pet, my listing will show. If you need 5 beds, my listing's gonna show. Moral of the story, you need to be seen as much as possible by as many eyes as possible. Okay. So I have an extra fee per guest per night. There's a $15 fee for each guest over 4 people. So although I allow 8 people, if you book my property for 4 people, then you're just paying for the nightly rate, as well as the cleaning fee and the service fee and all that stuff that Airbnb charge you, right? But if you book it for, like, let's say 5 people and you're going to be here for 2 nights, that 5th person is paying $15 for night number 1 and $15 for night number 2. So that's an extra $30 because it's an extra person. More people, that's going to be more bathroom usage, more toilet tissue you need to use, more water for taking a shower, more electricity, more traffic in my house, more wear and tear. There's a fee for that. You already know there's a fee for everything. Okay, so that's definitely been working for me. So for the guests who came with 8 people, person over the 4, and they were there for 2 nights, they were there for the weekend, so every person over the 4 I made 30 bucks off of. 3, 6, 9, 12. That was an extra $120 on top of my nightly rate that they paid, on top of the cleaning fee, which I made a little bonus off of because I'm charging them more than I'm paying my cleaner. Oh God, never missing a check, honey. Okay, so that was number 4. Number 5, this is something that I've been doing. Basically respond to these people almost immediately. Okay, you're running a business here, have your notifications on when that Airbnb gets you a message. This is something that Airbnb actually rates you on, and I have 100% response rate. Like 2 weeks ago, I was driving to New York City and someone sent me an inquiry while I was like on the highway, so I could see. No, they sent me the inquiry when I was like in the McDonald's drive-thru with my children, so I was able to start the conversation with them. They were looking to book the same day. So those same day kind of people, and it was already like 5 p.m., you know, that comes with a little bit of urgency. So if you're not responding, they're going to withdraw their request and they're going to go look for someone else who's going to respond. So he was like, hey, we're looking to come. We're going to Six Flags and we don't want to drive back to New York. Is your place available? Like, we're interested in coming. All money is not good money, so please make sure you're screening these people. So I was just asking him, who are you traveling with? Where are you traveling from? Asking questions like that. So when he responded, I was already on the highway, can't be looking down on my phone. So by the time I got to my mom's house in New York, I saw that he withdrew his request. It was probably like maybe 15-20 minutes. I saw he withdrew his request, but I responded and whatever questions he had. He was like, how do we get access to the home and stuff like that. So I responded like, I have a keyless, you know, a keypad on the door, I'll give you the code, whatever. And then he ended up booking, so he, you know, put the request back in there. But I'm pretty sure he probably started a conversation with someone else, and if I didn't get back to him in time, he probably would have just booked somewhere else. So try to respond to these people as soon as you get the inquiry, because it also puts their mind at ease and it lets them know, hey, when I do book, she's responsive. So if you go and look at the reviews on my listing, people are going to be like, Miriam is very attentive, very good at communicating. The guest with the pet, the second guy, with the gentleman with the dog who was traveling with his son, and he extended his night 2 times, perfect example. And I went upstairs and my phone was downstairs, and before, you know, I started getting dressed and stuff, something just told me, was like, get your phone, girl, where's your phone? Because my phone is like everywhere I am. And I told my daughter to bring my phone upstairs, and my husband was like, no, you're gonna be on the phone, we gotta go. And I'm like, no, just give me my phone. When I tell you, as soon as my daughter brought the phone upstairs, within a minute of me getting the phone, he sends me a message, because remember, I activate their code from their check-in date. So if you're checking in tomorrow, your code gets activated 4 p.m. and then I deactivate it 10 a.m. the day you're supposed to check out. So he had extended his reservation and I approved it, you know, whatever, but I forgot to extend his code. So when he went out that morning and came back in with his kid at like 4 p.m., his code was not working. So if I didn't have my phone, this man would have been sending me messages. First, I guess, you know, he starts with a message. Then he would have been, you know, trying to call me. If I didn't have my phone, this poor man would have been outside, you know, waiting for me to get back to him. How long? So that's why, like, your phone needs to be charged. Your phone needs to be on, especially if you have a host in the house. But when I say that message came as I'm getting dressed, I saw the message. He was like, hey, my code isn't working. I immediately went to the app, unlocked the door, and I sent him a message. I'm like, door is unlocked. I'm giving you a new code. I'm updating the time on your code right now. And then I updated it and he was good to go. But I literally, he sent me the message like 406, 407. I was like, door is unlocked, and I'm updating it. And then I sent him the message of, okay, now your code expires tomorrow 10 a.m. So that could have been a disaster. That could have been a bad review if I wasn't next to my phone. People are frustrated. They're coming from wherever. They got bags. They're tired. They're trying to get in the house. They could, you know, be needing to use the bathroom and they can't get in the house. Like, that's like a horror story. So, I mean, I got the lockbox down there, but he doesn't know the code. So have your phone on you, respond to these people immediately. And then when he had extended the next day, he was on it. He was like, hey, can I extend it one more night? And I was like, sure. And he was like, okay, let me know if the code is going to be the same when you know, update the code again. So stuff like that. You need to have your phone with you because you're hosting these people. Anything can come up. And then another instance was just 2 days ago. I went to the eye doctor because I need new glasses, and they do these drops in your eyes where like it's dilating so that the machine could do like a 3D pictures and then and the doctor could read those pictures and tell you exactly what kind of prescription glasses you need. But he told me like your vision is gonna be blurry for like 4 to 6 hours. So I'm like, okay, no problem. So when he put the drops in, I had just got an inquiry from a guest. And he's like, hey, I'm interested in booking your Airbnb. What's the neighborhood like? Blind, like I could not see. So like it was bad. So by the time I got to my phone, this man said 4 to 6 hours. I told you I couldn't see shit. I could not see. So I had to actually go and give my phone to my husband after I got home. Give the phone to my husband. And like, what did he say? Okay, write this to him. I couldn't see legit for 4 hours. But the gentleman, he asked me the question. I didn't respond, but then he booked anyway. After he booked it, my husband responded to him. But that could have easily went, and maybe my reviews reassured. His question was, I'm coming with my son. I want to know how safe is the area. Trenton is not, you know, Trenton's not the safest place on earth, but my particular block is quiet. I got this bright light at the door. You know, you got the keyless code, so you're not gonna be at the door playing with keys. You're gonna get in your house real quick, and my neighbors are the sweetest. You're right across from brand new brownstones. You got the church to the left, so my block is very quiet. And you see that in the reviews. Like maybe 3-4 guests is telling other people, driving here is not gonna be the best view, but when you get to the actual place, the block is quiet, it's very safe. And I'm glad I stayed here, and I look forward to coming back. So he probably just went to the reviews, got some reassurance, and he booked. But what if I didn't have any reviews, you know? That's what I'm guessing, because you're not going to book if you're not sure if a place is safe. But when you go to the reviews and you see other people are saying, oh, it's safe, then I guess he booked. But that's the last one. You need to be on it. This is a business. These people don't know that this is your side hustle, your side business. Treat it like a business. Get back to these people, because at the end of the day, I'm a host on Airbnb, but this is a business for hospitality. Basically making the guests, make sure they have the best experience, make sure they leave with you know, your property in your name and nothing but positive things. So make sure you responding to these guests. This is what you want. It's very rewarding, but you have to be able to communicate with the guests and respond to them in a timely manner. So those are the only 2 instances where I couldn't get back to people right away, but it worked out in my favor. But to be completely honest with you, sometimes when I'm not getting a good feeling or a gut feeling and I don't really know how to respond, the message is gonna they're gonna take longer for me to get back to you. And when you withdraw, I'll be happy, because sometimes these people's stories don't be adding up. I don't even knowing what to say to them. And when they withdraw the request, I'll be happy. I still respond though. Like, even when people withdraw the request, I'll still respond to the question that they had asked me. But I'd be dumb happy that because some of these people be thinking like she's slow, and she's not. Okay, the last thing, right? So when you come to Airbnb, on the whole side, Airbnb has this page where it's like opportunities, right? So everything on my back end is clicked off. So popular amenities, so they're probably gonna ask you like, you know, popular amenities, I have that clicked off. Workspace, remote workspace, I have that clicked off because I have a desk in one of my rooms. Advanced bookings, which basically means I allow people to book out as far as 6 months. And flexible stays, I have that click on. Basically people could book last minute, same day, instant book, that's clicked off. Family travel, guests who are looking for listings that allow them to travel safely with their family, so basically all them extra beds and a lot of people, so that's clicked off. The last thing that Airbnb is telling me that I should do to improve my bookings is longer stays. That's something that I am not budging on. My maximum nights for you to stay on my property is 28 nights, because in New Jersey, once you hit 29 nights or 30 nights, one or the other, you now have tenant rates. And with all these laws and people and landlords losing their houses, going into foreclosure because these tenants are not paying their rent, this is the whole reason why I didn't do a long-term rental. So I'll be damned if I have a guest come to my property and they get some kind of tenant rate because I allowed them to stay 30 days, 2 months, and 3 months, and then they want to stop paying. Oh, no, it's going to be a movie. So 28 days is my absolute max. I remember when I first posted it, someone was trying to stay for like 3 months. She was giving me a sketchy story talking about she's moving. She lives in Trent. She's in the process of moving. And miss, it's not making sense. What you mean you in the process of moving? Take you 3 months to move? And then I was like, I could take 10% off of how much the nightly rate is. So it'll be $4,600 for the month. She was like, oh, that's more than my price range. I know it is. Girl, go find you a rental. This is not one of them. So that's not something that I'm willing to budge on. If you guys, you know, if you're allowing long-term rentals, then let me know. And to be completely honest, going 30 days without seeing my property, I don't know what's going on in there. You could have a whole body in there. You could be doing the absolute most. I need to have my cleaner in the house be in my eyes. And even if I ever was to do the 30-day, it's going to be in there that the cleaner's going to come there at least every 2 weeks or something, every 10 days to come clean the property. And also she going to give me the scoop, give me to see what's going on. Do they have bodies under the sink or something? Like, I don't really know how I feel about all that. That's the whole point of me not doing long-term rentals, for me to go back to that. So that's not something I'm willing to budge on. But those are the 5 changes I made to my listings, and I've been booked and busy, honey. So November, my entire November is booked. I'm gonna put a screenshot right here. My entire November is booked. Literally the last 3 days, 28th, 29th, and the 30th is not booked. And today I'm filming this video on November 18th. So I'm pretty sure by the time we get to those days, it's gonna be booked out. And if I need to decrease the number by $10, like I said, I'll go ahead and do that as well. But I'm pretty confident that it's gonna be booked out. Sometimes you don't want your property booked out the whole time, because I actually haven't done a deep clean since I started my listing. So you want to allow for maintenance people. Like, I have my grass guy come to cut the grass, and the way my house is set up, there's no way he could enter it like through the back. He has to enter through the house. So sometimes you want to have 1 day, 2, 3 days where your house is empty so it can air out. And then you can have, and I usually just text him like, hey, you know, the house is empty today, can you come cut the grass? And he'll run and come cut the grass. So he hasn't been able to cut the grass for like 2 weeks. So the back of that backyard probably looking like a whole jungle right now. But yeah, sometimes it's good to have like 1-2 nights, so it allows your cleaner more time to do a deep clean of the house, you know, wipe down all the windows, every surface, the baseboards and stuff like that, do intensive dust cleaning and, you know, dusting on top of the cabinets, places where they don't do on each cleaning. So having 1-2 days is not a bad thing either. But nah, she needs her coin, so it's about to get bucks. It's gonna get bucks. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I hope it was helpful. If you have any other questions, or if you think there's something else that I'm missing on, put it in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Like the video. I just dropped major gems that it took me 2-3 months to learn, and I just gave that to you in all of 10-15 minutes. So like the video if you learned something new, and subscribe to the channel if you learned something new, because you're gonna love it here, because she's always dropping gems. You're always gonna learn something new with me. When I learn it, I bring it to the community so that you guys can succeed, and we gonna succeed and learn and grow together, get these coins together. So subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.